Hey there, it's Anonymous Tea, where we spill the tea anonymously. Hello, everyone. Hello, YouTubers. Hope you guys are all having an amazing day today, sending good vibes, sending positivity, sending blessings, and good energy to each and every single one of you. Thank you so much for tuning in. So, anything I say is alleged and in my very, very personal opinion. This is for entertainment purposes only. None of this is personal. The Copyright Act of 1976 is in the description box. Some meat and potatoes, some housekeeping items. It is free to follow me. Free to follow me on this channel, Anonymous Tea. Free to follow me on my other channel, Anonymous Tea Podcast. There is new content over there. Follow me on the Tickety Talk at Anonymous Tea Podcast. Free to follow me on the Instagram. On the Instagram, he's at Anonymous Reality Tea. Free to share everywhere. Free to like the video so it gets out to the algorithm. Free to share with your family, your friends, and your foes, and coming or going, hit the like button. So today we are talking Real Housewives of Atlanta because the reunion's going to be coming up here in a few weeks, and Cynthia Bailey spilled a little bit of tea that we are going to get into. So let's take a listen, and then we're going to react to her comment troll. So let's take a listen.
Fact that Porsha had such a tough season, maybe this is just the OG thing at this point because she's kind of considered OG.
She's very OG.
She came and, in my opinion, she controlled that reunion from the time she sat down until she left. She totally did what needed to be done, said what needed to be said, and I don't think she's gonna have any issues next season.
Wow,
back for sure.
She was ready.
Yeah. And trust me, it's like when you have a tough season, especially even where the fans are like dragging you and stuff, to come in and
she's an OG.
Fix it. Like, wow, it was definitely a fix it Jesus moment in the words of Phaedra Parks. Wow. She fixed it Jesus, in my opinion.
She fixed it Jesus.
Yeah,
I really love all of these lines. They're so good.
Portia had an excellent reunion.
Okay,
and coming in like in that situation and being in the hot seat, like I was really curious how was it all going to go out? But, she had a whole tough season for a lot of reasons, like going through that divorce and this. And remember her husband.
Yeah.
He was detained by ICE, but now he's out. Did you see that?
No.
Yeah, he just got out like a week ago. Well, he got deported. They deported him back to Nigeria.
Yes, I read something.
But apparently he's in Dubai now, too.
So that was Cynthia Bailey, and that is the podcast that she has with Crystal from Real Housewives of Beverly Hills, Humble Brag. So basically she's saying that, Porsha gave what needed to be given at this reunion. And I'm not surprised. Listen, love or hate Porsha, like or dislike Porsha or whatever else, one thing Porsha will do is she will give you something to remember at this reunion. Whether it's a positive or a negative, she is pretty witty and things like that when it comes to some of her reads and everything else. But, really dragging Shamia, I don't think Shamia's going to have a good reunion. I'm not seeing it. I'm a little iffy on the Porsha versus Drew, who's going to come out on top on that, unless there's some receipts that we're not aware of. I'm still lost on that whole storyline and everything else because it was very confusing from jump as far as what we know about, what we don't know about in X, Y, and Z. The only thing as far as Porsha's perspective that I did understand was the piece about Drew trying to schedule additional photo shoots of Go Naked hair outside of Porsha. That piece I understand. The Dennis component, not so much, but maybe we'll get more intel at the reunion. I think Porsha is going to air Shamia out, and I think she aired Shamia out so bad that Shamia had to do a birthday post for Porsha and has liked Porsha's most recent post because Porsha did a whole spread with People magazine recreating Angela Bassett from Waiting to Exhale and has a whole People digital exclusive discussing her divorce. All while, now this must have been done shortly after everything was finalized, and it must be, maybe in between her filming for The Traitors or whatever else, if they have a day off or something like that, because I believe they're still filming Traitors, because I believe that takes like a few weeks to film. I believe it takes like 3 weeks or something like that to film in Scotland. So nonetheless, I'm like 99.9% sure that Porsha is still very much overseas doing The Traitors. But I think this, attempted takedown of Porsha, it has gone completely wrong. I think people were banking on the fans that didn't like Porsha, or the fans that were disgusted from Porsha's reality show spinoff, people that were disgusted with her and Simon got together, people who just didn't like her altogether. They were banking, Shamia and Kelly were banking on that amount of hate and negativity to capitalize the messiness that they were doing. And they were sadly mistaken, and they got a rude awakening. Angela Oakley and her husband were on Watch What Happens Live last night, Charles Oakley, and I just saw only like a couple of clips that have been on YouTube, and that was one where, you know, they're asking about Angela Oakley and Charles Oakley's marriage and everything else, and, you know, Charles is like, listen, looky here, like this marriage is whatever Angela wants it to be. As long as she's happy, I'm good. I don't care what these people think. But I noticed, Angela, you know, with Andy Cohen, he likes who he likes, but I think he got impressed because he decided to have Charles Oakley's book added to Andy Cohen's mantle of books to have on display in the background for the Watch What Happens Live guests. And I feel that is a major positive sign for Angela Oakley that she is definitely going to be back next season. Because some other things that Cynthia had discussed in her podcast was the whole Britt Edie situation, like who knew whether or not she was going to be there or not. And then also they discussed, I think, you know, the seating arrangement. Cynthia said that she was there for the entire reunion as a friend of, which is like unprecedented because usually they just bring you out for like a certain component. She also said that Phaedra has a pickup letter, but I think that's not a surprise that Phaedra will be back for season 17 because if she only filmed for less than 2 weeks of season 16, like I'm sure her contract, the bulk of, you know, what her contract is going to entail, they're banking on Phaedra to have a big season 17. They're banking on that. So I think probably we're probably going to see Apollo. I mean, I'm almost like we would have to, right? So I'm thinking that might be the case as well. Also, she said she wasn't sure if anybody else got any pickup letters or if she's heard anything yet, but she did state as well. I'm trying to think what else. She said that Angela Oakley was unsure whether or not she was going to come back, and she said that Cynthia convinced her, but I think the appearance of Watch What Happens Live last night was good PR for Angela to come back because a lot of fans like her, and so I think that's going to be good. Now, there was something else I wanted to quickly mention. What did I want to say as it pertains to Porsha and Shamia and Kelly and this whole thing? Oh, yeah. I think they were banking on the hate that Britt Edie received in regards to what happened with the whole Kenya Moore debacle with the Kenya Moore hair salon. I think they were banking on that people were not going to defend Britt for anything that takes place in any conflict this season. But I think Kelly and Shamia really overplayed their hand, and they are doing so much backtracking. I already did the one video about Shamia's post and everything else where she's trying to deny stuff. But the thing is, all these housewives can't be lying. You're going to call Angela Oakley a liar? You're going to call... Now, Drew does be telling some stories, but if she and Angela Oakley were at the same location, and they're both saying the same thing, that you were there to gossip about Porsha, you know, like read the room, and you're telling them to pinky swear and everything else, like read the room. So even if you don't like Britt, why would she lie something so specific about this, about showing any alleged text messages? That's intending to be messy. That's intent, to be messy. And say what you want about Porsha, but like I keep saying, as for season 16, we have not heard a peep from any of these housewives that Porsha was being messy about Shamia behind Shamia's back, that she was being two-faced as it pertained to Shamia. Any conversation in regards to Shamia or their friendship, Porsha shut it down, even like she did with the conversation with Britt, and said, I will go directly to the source and hear it. And it's Shamia that's playing victim. Shamia is trying to present to the cameras as if Porsha is doing all this stuff, but what Shamia tried to do was regurgitate all of this beef from 10 10 plus years ago. And I'm sorry, if we have a 20 plus year friendship and we supposedly resolved our issues from 10 years ago, you shouldn't be bringing it up 10 years later. Either you have a new issue with me or you've been fake being my friend these past 10 years, holding a grudge and waiting for an opportunity to where you had a platform to air out all of your grievances and air out your dislike for me. No. So nonetheless, that's it. That's all for this video. But what do you think of the tea that Cynthia Bailey has, that she is alleging that Porsha showed up and showed out at this reunion, that Porsha, really lit a fire under everybody, because I think really the fire was lit for Shamia. But nonetheless, what do you think? Do you believe what Cynthia said? Because Cynthia, I feel like she's one of those people where, like, you really got to wow her and impress her for her to say something like this. so nonetheless, we'll see what happens. But, I'm not surprised. The attempted takedown of Porsha was unsuccessful. So say what you want about whatever. It was unsuccessful, and Cynthia is basically saying, regardless of how you felt about Porsha this season, everything that she went through, she came in to that reunion swinging from the point that it started, from the point that it ended. She controlled it. So I'm sure, Andy and NBC Universal and Bravo are very much happy with Porsha. I'm sure Porsha will be back, unless Porsha doesn't want to come back, but I'm sure she'll be back. It's just a matter of, when they announce who all is going to be back. So there's that. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. Please do not forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Hit the notification bell so you're notified the moment I post new content on my channel. And with that being said, I'll talk to you guys again very soon.